Hedgehogs typically hibernate between about October and March. They tend to favour natural habitats to hibernate in, such as large open habitat piles or compost heaps, log piles, but they'll also find a hole under your shed where they can cosy on down for winter. The best thing you can do for hedgehogs hibernating in your garden is to create these natural habitats that they can shelter in. So make a big habitat pile, ensuring they can enter and exit easily. Create a log pile. I've got one under my bench because there's not much space in a small garden, but you can fill other crannies with habitats as and where you need to. If you want to buy a hedgehog box, then that can also help create the perfect hibernation habitat for hedgehogs. Some boxes are better than other boxes. Do make sure the wood's really thick and well insulated, that the box is raised off the ground, and that there's a little corridor that goes into the box so that they don't get attacked by predators such as foxes, cats and badgers. The next thing to do in helping hedgehogs hibernate is to leave them alone. Hedgehogs need a long period in which to hibernate, and any disturbance can potentially wake them up where they walk around looking for food and wasting energy, and this can put pressure on them and ultimately reduce their likelihood of surviving winter. So make the habitats for them to hibernate and then leave them well alone. Give them a wide berth. So if you do buy a hedgehog box, or if you create that habitat pile somewhere in the garden, make sure it's a really quiet part of the garden. Make sure it's under a hedge or beneath a shrub, somewhere you're not going to visit that often during winter. It goes without saying that any big garden work shouldn't be done in winter. So if you're having a new patio done, if you need to chop down a tree, if you fancy a game of football, don't do it when the hedgehogs are hibernating. Let them have some peace. Now, the thing about climate change is that winters are typically becoming wetter and milder in the UK, which is putting pressure on hedgehogs because they are being disturbed by mild conditions. They're thinking it's spring, they're waking up, they're not finding enough natural food to feed from. Hedgehogs will naturally wake up a couple of times during winter and move to a different hibernation spot or pop out for a bite of food if there's any available food for them. But if they're doing this often, or if they're not hibernating at all, that can cause problems, especially when sources of natural food are in short supply. In my garden, I keep an eye on the hedgehogs by putting cameras out. These I keep going all through winter, and so I know if the hedgehogs are coming out of hibernation or if they're choosing not to hibernate at all. It means that I can increase the amount of food I leave for them, so they've always got something to eat, which increases their chances of surviving winter. If you do see a hedgehog out during the day in autumn or winter, then please don't ignore it. It may be that it can't find enough food to fatten itself up in time to survive hibernation, or there could be something else going on. Sometimes hedgehogs are seen sunbathing, which means they're trying to warm up because actually their organs are failing because they're really, really poorly. They are never ever sunbathing. This means they're really, really sick. Please, if you see one out during the day, pick it up gently, put it in a high-sided box, ideally on a hot water bottle that's covered in a towel so they can keep really warm, and call your local rescue centre immediately. 9 times out of 10, they will ask you to take the hedgehog to them so they can save its life, and you will be part of that process of saving its life.